weekend here at Muscle in the Morning, and I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, April 19th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. I used to be a huge baseball fan, but my time is limited these days. But I've been paying enough attention to know that Jose Altuve is absolutely crushing the ball lately. But even a guy who's an early season frontrunner for MVP would have a hard time keeping up with the pace that our good friend Mahmoud Al Durrah is setting right now. A little more than a month away from making his season debut at the New York Pro, the 212 star in the making looks like he's starting to fire on all cylinders. Durrah was a guy who really caught fire around the halfway point last season, and somewhere along the line he managed to turn himself into one of the more entertaining guys to follow in the division. So if he has enough gas in the tank to lock up a win in New York, I can imagine a scenario where we start talking about him as a potential top 5 Olympian. How's that old saying go again? 1 for the money, 2 for the show? Well, if his first show is for the money, I guess that means whatever's up next on the schedule for Marvin Cornejo should be even better than his first go-around. A few days ago, I heard rumors that the reigning Fit World Pro champ was tossing around the idea of jumping into another show at some point here over the next few weeks, where he'd presumably be looking to fine-tune a few more details of the process before he starts moving on to his Olympia prep. Cornejo is an interesting guy in the sense that he checks a lot of the boxes and what you look for in this new era guys of the division. So if he crosses a few T's and dots a few I's, who knows what he might be able to do or achieve by the season's end. Rafa is not done for the year. He's going to be even better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a direct quote from our very own Chris Aceto, who's been the man behind the scenes orchestrating the incredible season that Rafael Brandao has had so far. I know I'm not alone in saying that every time I see this guy, he gets better, but it's the truth. The look he put together 2 weeks ago at the Arnold South America was phenomenal, and the fact that he's only getting better from here on out is great for me as a fan, and equally as scary if I'm a competitor on the other side of the equation. This Rafa thing has been one of the most favorite storylines of the entire season for fans, and I'm glad that we haven't reached the peak yet, because guys like him are great for bodybuilding. Now that we're already talking about crazy Brazilians, have you guys been keeping up with what Eduardo Correa has been doing lately? The former 212 title contender is back, and rumored to be better than ever as he continues to take steps towards making his comeback official. In a sense, I almost feel like it's poetic justice seeing Eduardo Correa come back this year with the title up for grabs, because there was a point in time a few years ago where the only thing that separated him from being an Olympia champion was a handful of injuries that were completely beyond his control. So if he can come in looking like a 2019 remix version of Eduardo Correa, it'll be fun to see him go head-to-head with guys who weren't even pros yet the last time he competed. They say the key to goal setting is to make sure your goals are measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-specific. So maybe now that he's got himself on a timeline, 212 title frontrunner Derek Lunsford can start to check off the rest of those boxes. A few days ago, Lunsford and his team released a clip from a post-training posing session where they talked about this being their official starting point for their Olympia prep. These next 4.5 months should be really interesting because there's a lot of moving parts in this 212 division. But at least for right now, there will be a lot of eyes on this kid watching to see if he's really the heir apparent like we've been hearing for the last year. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.